I'm in the long haul. Our ranch is 1880s homestead, and these kids need a place to go, and they can't come back to these places if they're not profitable. We don't have outside jobs, outside businesses. I mean, this is how we make our living. And if it doesn't return money to us, then we don't do it. So I'm Boone Huffman, and we ranch between Chadron and Crawford, Nebraska, and the northwest panhandle of Nebraska. The cost of fertilizers last year was super expensive. I was just looking at a way to increase production. Hay was pushing somewhere between $200 to $300 a ton. It was getting to the point where putting a little bit input to produce our own instead of buying additional hay is the real reason why we pushed it. Rhyzogreen is obviously a sister company of Riomax. So we didn't put it on everything the first year. It's a brand new product and wanted to see kind of what happened. Probably most noticeable results was in the pastures, even more so than the alfalfa fields in the beginning, because I sprayed all the alfalfa fields at once, so I didn't have a side-by-side differentiation in the fields. But up in our grass pastures, we could see the line. Not a huge thing. We only had about 6 inches of total moisture last year, so it was a tough year to try it out. But what really showed up was a couple examples. Is these fields here last year, we got a second and a third cutting. Not the whole thing, but a lot of it. And basically every neighbor got one. Our sorghum and millet ground at least got shoulder high, whereas the neighbor's stuff was maybe hip to mid thigh high and on pretty much the exact same ground. And that was what we really saw, but I was shocked when we would get a third growth when we only had 6 inches of moisture. And then coming back this year, how fast it came, earlier than I felt other people's. A couple of the neighbors we put on, we half applications. And this spring, you could see the direct line of where that stuff was put on half the pivot and the part that wasn't. The guy that was cutting this over there, he said, I've never seen hay like this. Nothing grows too good without water. So you add water and Rhyzogreen and you got something. The agronomist, I had to, because I'm trying to get him to believe. And I was like, you telling me that this stuff grows like this just because of rain? He's like, oh. I mean, it's tremendous. It put up 1 3-acre patch, put up 19 bales on dry land. That's crazy. We had 3 control sites, exact same ground, planted the same time, is a 22% increased tonnage from control versus applied. You start looking at what 22% is, if that's, and we've had a lot of rain this year, total opposite last year, but up this field over here did 7,700 pounds an acre. You're saying 22% of that is like 1,600 pounds, 1,700 pounds. If you're saying it's $200 a ton of hay, that increased to $180. So you invested $25 and got a $180 return. You can make money doing that. You hear through the grapevine, or maybe even a couple of producers I'm trying to talk to them about are like, well, you're using it because you're the dealer on it. And it's one of those things that we started with nothing 17 years ago. And not that we're the biggest operation in the world, but we've done very well, and I don't do it if it doesn't make us money. No matter how great it did on soil health, if it wasn't financially rate on return, I wouldn't do it. It's that simple. When somebody's looking at this product and hasn't used it and they're hesitant about it and it sounds, it's the snake oil and it's the too good to be true, you just have to come look. Find somebody that's done it or take a tour of somebody that's been in it 2 or 3 years, because this is only 2 years deep in this and the results are already right now showing. If you put in $25 and you're getting out $200, and even if hay goes back to $100 a ton, so instead of $200 you're getting $100, so you're still a 4 to 1. And I don't know very many products or business models that generate a 4 to 1 return. I mean, a 4 to 1 I'll take all day, and I don't know many people that go broke making a profit.